but I put on over 30 pounds, 32 to be exact, if we want to talk about the weight where I am right now. And at that point, in these past 2 weeks, I had to check myself and say, what went wrong? I allowed the planner community and myself to be the crutch to not deal with the things that I needed to deal with. Hey guys, this is Renee from Journal, Jot, and Jive. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, welcome to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, what's going on? So it's been a while, and by the title, it should say something like when you apply pressure, okay? Something of that sort. I don't know, name may change, y'all know how this goes, but I feel like by the title, after applying pressure may be the title of this video. All right, so today is going to be a journal with me and talk along. That is not how it's supposed to be said. Look, chatty, something. We here, okay? Y'all have not seen me in over a week. I don't even know when to tell you the last video. Okay, so I had so many goals, y'all. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do December daily. That's gonna be inspirational and fun. Yeah, womp, womp, womp. Did not happen, okay? So I'm gonna do a page in here, but we're gonna reflect back on a journal page that I did. So I'm really huge on talking about how to use journal, the benefits of using a journal, but I never really kind of talk about when you look back at a journal entry after something has happened, okay? So this journal entry was written on November 10th, and this was a note to myself. This was a stage in the beginning part of November where I was like, baby girl, what we about to do? I was tired of trying to convince y'all that using a journal is beneficial. Do I still believe in it? Yes. Do I still believe in Journal, Jot, and Jive? Absolutely. Am I going to beg y'all to come along this journey with me anymore? I'm just going to put out the content, the material when I have challenges and all of that stuff. When I say it, if you jump on board, fine. If not, but the girl right here, y'all, I was getting so overwhelmed, and I said, I can't. I can't. I'm just not in the business of trying to make certain things work. If it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. So I had to rewire my entire self, okay? So on this post, in this journal entry, again, this was November 10th. I'm going to go over this briefly. It was note to self, apply pressure daily. Okay, every journey requires moments of discomfort, no matter how planned out. No matter how many times I review my notes, I must be willing to apply pressure when it seems impossible. Get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And then I put now what? I am ready for the next chapter. I've chosen to revamp my business, return back to work. Adjustments in my parenting, so vital. Overall, I am open to change. I am above capable of elevating, okay? And so in this instance, y'all, what that meant was I've done all I'm gonna do in reference to trying to work the plan of Journal, Jot, and Jive the way that I initially designed it. Adjustments had to be made, have been made, and will continue to be made until it fits how it's supposed to. But in that moment, I had to realize, like, I had to go back to work. I had to figure out what took me away. We've had that conversation in a couple of videos. And so that's what I did. So what I'm going to do right now, y'all, we're going to start a new page. And I'm going to skip this page because that's not what I wanted to do. So we're just going to skip that. So, yeah, y'all, last week was a very busy week. And the week before that, I went back to work, y'all. I got a suite. Everything has been going more amazing than I could have asked for. I did, before I returned to work, I did write out a manifestation journal entry, and I wrote the things that I desired, the things that I did not want going in, and I wrote it and I prayed over it, and I said, all right, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, have your will, okay? And so I did that. I went I got my suite, and you know, when I walked in, it was just plain. I didn't really have a lot of stuff. And y'all, I'm very, very extra. So I'm like, oh, this ain't, you know, this ain't what I want it to look like right now. But I really had to slow down and humble myself and say, girl, you just getting in here. Chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. So the first week, I had a couple of clients. Y'all, last week, I was completely booked. This week, I'm almost completely booked. And again, what I posted, and why do I keep saying posted, y'all? What I wrote in the journal in November was, you have to get uncomfortable. And I say it all the time. And I kind of know what it feels like to get uncomfortable, to get comfortable. But you never really want to revisit that whole idea, right? But I just had to decide, like, girl, you're going to have to be uncomfortable for a minute. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to reach out to people to let them know you're back. Just all of the above. And, you know, again, when you get out of your own way, doors open so fast. Like, I just was like, wait, hold on. I wasn't ready. So as much as I wanted to come on here last week and shoot the breeze with y'all, I had to work on getting back adjusted. So that was what was going on last week. And this whole process, I have been learning so much about myself. You know, you always can grow. You can always learn things about yourself. If you are still the same person that you were at the beginning of 2019, you desired not to change. I'm gonna say that again. If you are still the same person that you were at the beginning of 2019, you had no desire to change. I had every intention that I wanted to be a better person that I was coming into the year. And I can, I think, say that I am in a better position than when I came into the year. Did I have ups and downs? Absolutely. Was I disappointed in a lot of things? Y'all have no idea. Y'all, I was really, and still have some, you know, feelings of discouragement when it comes to Journal, Jot, and Job, because I just, you know, I had this thing worked out. I was like, yes, they are gonna see the benefits and they are gonna love it. And y'all was like, girl, all right, maybe you don't have enough stickers. This ain't the planner world. And I had to check myself and say, ma'am, ma'am. That's all I kept saying to myself, like, check yourself. So once I got over myself and I said, you have to do things for you and your family. If Journal, Jot, and Job is meant to work, it will work. However, you need to revamp what you need to revamp. And like I told y'all a little bit earlier, ain't nobody about to beg y'all. I don't do that begging thing very well. And I had to check myself. What did I offer? What did I bring to the table? Why are people not connecting with me? Am I looking at the wrong audience? And, you know, that's no shade to anybody that's on here that might be like, dang, you just throwing me to the wayside. No, I'm not throwing you to the wayside. But let's be real. If you've never patronized Journal, Jot, and Jive, I just may not be for you, and I may not be pushing toward the right audience. So those are things that I had time to think about. Even while setting up my salon, I just was like, what am I gonna do differently? So that has definitely been, it's been a roller coaster. So what else did I learn, y'all? Oh, your girl is so out of shape. Now, we talked about me being fluffy several times, okay? That's nothing new. But when I tell you, when you have two mirrors, one in the front of you and one in the back of you, and all you can do is see you, one of the biggest lessons that I have learned returning to work is, while I love planners and I love my journal, I was running. I was running from a couple of things. I was running from being uncomfortable with my financial situation, just being uncomfortable with life, not being where I think I should be. And the planner community was a coping mechanism. I sat my butt down and I got big, okay? This has nothing to do with anybody else, so please don't take my situation as your own. I'm just talking about my personal experience. When I came into the planner community, when I came into the planner community, y'all, I was 150 pounds, okay? I I was snatched. If I can find a picture, I may include that in here. I was real cute, okay? I mean, I'm still cute, but I put on over 30 pounds, 32 to be exact, if we want to talk about the weight where I am right now. And at that point, in these past 2 weeks, I had to check myself and say, what went wrong? I allowed the planner community and myself to be the crutch to not deal with the things that I needed to deal with. And that is not okay. Okay, so am I saying that planners have not helped me? No, they've actually helped me. They always help me. The base of what a planner does, the base of what a journal does, it works. But when I continue to sit down and overbuy and just do team too much, I had to look at it. And I know that I'm uncomfortable in the skin that I am in. And I never really made any major moves because, again, this became a crutch. It became comfortable. So when I got back in this shop and that mirror was like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fluffiest of them all? Girlfriend. It was me. It was me. My clothes don't fit well. I literally have to get rid of almost everything that I own. And you know, most people will say, oh, well, lose the weight and then you can get back in it. But again, as I said before, sometimes you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And sometimes new beginnings mean getting rid of things that you had before that will remind you of some of the things that you don't need to be reminded of. So I have a couple of boxes. I've been tossing clothes in, and I now have to, you know, go shopping for some new clothes, which is really not the best experience. Now, let's talk about how, yes, I realize that I am in a larger size. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you just wait until you lose weight? No, I now have to accept where I am now. This does not mean that I'm not going to change and I'm not going to work on where I would like to be, but I have to be where I am. I have to be present in this moment. So that means I have to buy an extra large, okay? I can't keep trying to squeeze my little boobs. They ain't no little boobs. These big boobs. I can't keep trying to squeeze these big boobs into a size large. And, you know, my body said, girl, what are we doing? So that was another thing that I learned. Like, when you don't see yourself when you're going through things, so many things change. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of these things had changed. As much as I was fighting going back to work, last week and the week before, y'all, has probably been the most upbeat that I have been in a while. Like I mentioned before, I began to that didn't sound right. I began to get really, really discouraged with Journal, Jot, and Jive. I just felt like, in a certain level, I felt like a failure. I mean, I'm gonna just say what it is. I felt like a failure. Like, I felt like everything I touched wasn't doing good. Now, is that true? No. Part of that is my mind telling me that. But I just said, you know, we got to revisit some things, like my why. Again, knowing my audience, revisiting these things. So y'all had to get quiet on y'all. I really did. Because I was like, I can't help them if I can't help myself. So that is where I have been. And lately, everything has been about balance, adjusting, getting, you know, comfortable, and I'm really enjoying it. I can't say that I'm not. Have I been overwhelmed a little bit? Absolutely. But does that mean that I'm gonna stop? No, not at all. Let's put December right here. Okay, so yeah, that's what's been going on, y'all. I'm still getting things together. I think briefly in one of the videos, I may have mentioned that I have jury duty. Wow. I have jury duty coming up. What else? Oh, the holidays are coming up, so you know. And I gotta go do all that great stuff. And I don't know, y'all. I think that's it. Yeah, that's supposed to say finding. That F is real funky, but you know. That's what that is, just in case you're like, girl, what is that? So yeah, as you see me write this, the new thing is finding balance, okay? As I stated before, I'm not giving up on journal, jot, and job, but now this is like, okay, if you're going back to work full time, where are we fitting this in? How are you changing that? I'm deciding on everything down to the planner I'll be using in 2020, the journal, all of that. Now, one of the things that I would like to tell you all, I didn't wait to 2020 to make a decision on what I wanted to do next. I put the wheels in motion in November. Hey, we're going to work. Why were you afraid to go back to work? Okay, so what are the next steps? I set that goal. I went into December. And well, actually, I got the suite at the end of November. And then I went into December. I'm still setting new goals, y'all. I'm reaching goals weekly, setting new goals. So don't sit and wait for J1 to say, oh, now I'm going to make the move. If you haven't already started planning for 2020, you're behind. Nobody wants to talk. Everybody wants to sugarcoat stuff. But if you're waiting on this one single day, January 1st, 2020, for you to seem like you have some magical wand that's going to make you think differently, we need to start discussing that very, very soon, okay? You should already be in a planning phase. You should be already considering some of the things that you'll be doing in first quarter of next year. If you are still talking about, I don't know what this is, we need to just focus week to week, okay? So what is something that you can do within this week that you would like to accomplish? If you can't work on something within a week, January 1 again means absolutely nothing, y'all. And that's not to discourage you or anything, but that's to kind of get you out of that same mindset that you've been in for the past decade that has not been working. So if that hasn't been working, try something new. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, looking for different results. If you've been doing the same thing for 10 years and it hasn't worked, guess what? You have the option of trying something totally new. All right. So I think at this moment, I've done all the talking or rambling, or hopefully you got something out of this chat with Adrienne. Hey, Renee. Hope you did. And now I'm just going to go in and add a couple of more embellishments. Don't feel like I'm going to do my whole journal entry on here, but I am going to add some more. So go ahead and finish watching the rest. And until next time, you make sure you have an amazing day. Open your journal, and I'll catch you all on the next one.